Our next pick, Josh Newton. Josh Newton, cornerback out of TCU. He's a guy who graded highly at from PFF, Malik. And Josh Newton is a guy who fell, to be honest. When you look at where he was projected to go before the season to where he was now, a lot of people were down on him, and a lot of people, as the process went, it was because he wasn't the flashy cornerback that these other cornerbacks were, right? The TJ Tampas of the world, the Kyrie Jacksons. I think those guys are all flashier. I think some of them even have better potential than Josh Newton. But at the end of the day, how I view him, he's very versatile. He has the size to play outside, 6 foot, about 180. He played most of his snaps at TCU on the outside. And I thought he was productive. I saw him. I think he was a pretty good athlete when I watched the film. I saw him go up against some very good competition. And like I said, I think he was good in the run game as well. I think he's a very solid pick. I'm not going to doubt Lou Anarumo when it comes to his viewpoint for cornerbacks. I think right now Josh Newton slides in right with DJ Ivey as, the backup cornerbacks. I still would not be opposed to bringing in a Xavier Howard. Yeah, I think Josh Newton he's good. I think he's solid. I really don't, think that he's going to step in and be, a star cornerback for the Bengals. I think he's got your prototypical size of 6 foot. I love his versatility, his inside outside versatility. And he put on, like I said, some pretty good tape. I remember I went back and rewatched, I believe it was the BYU game. I was watching Cooper Beebe, and he really stood out. Josh Newton. I was like, okay, who's this cornerback? He played on the outside. I saw he was physically strong, even, being a little more underweight. I'm a fan of Josh Newton. I think there was some other talent that was definitely on the board that I was like, okay, like I was a huge fan of Kyrie Jackson. I believe he was still on the board then. There were some other guys that I was definitely a fan of, but at the end of the day, Malik, I think that he provides good depth. And for me, when you look at round 5 guys, round 5 is a crapshoot. You're going to get maybe 5 of these guys at most. 4, realistically, 3 to 4 of these guys will be starters in 3 years and longer. So most of these guys are going to be role players. Most of these guys are going to be, just practice squad guys. So Josh Newton, I think, provides depth, and I think he's solid.
So I'm going to go out and I'm going to say this, guys. People talked about TJ Tampa, and somebody alluded in the comment section why he fell, whether it be his slow, him being a little slower. The rest of the league viewed him, obviously. There's how people on Twitter view him, and there's how the league views him, guys. Sometimes the league are higher on players than, fan bases or, whatever the case may be, or media. That's why I think TJ Tampa fell. But I'll say this. I think that when you talk about defensive backs and the thought process behind drafting him, there's one guy that I will never, ever question, and that's Lou Anarumo.
Yeah.
Lou Anarumo has taken defensive backs that careers have fallen off an absolute cliff and gotten the most out of them. He made Eli Apple into I don't want to say respected, but a capable starter. Yeah. Eli Apple had some of the best years of his career in Cincinnati. Some of the best years in his career. It's the reason why he got the contract he did with the Miami Dolphins. I'm not sure if he's still there or not, but Lou Anarumo is the reason why guys like Eli Apple got another contract. He's the reason why guys like Flowers got a contract. He finds roles for defensive backs. And it brings me back to that Joe Judge tweet. It's the reason why I think Lou Anarumo will make a fantastic head coach one day. And the tweet goes like this. Not tweet, he said this. He said, "Don't tell me why players don't fit your system." He said, "Tell me why a player does fit your system. What is it that you're going to do to make said player fit your system?" That's what Lou Anarumo said. That's what Joe Judge said. And I think about that when I think about Lou Anarumo. You look at so many of the different pieces that have come through Cincinnati, and you wonder, okay, how's this guy going to fit with the Bengals? And Lou just finds a way to get the most out of him.